We now have Tropical Storm Sepat. It is located just towards the east of the Ogasawara Islands, south and east of Tokyo, and north and east of the Philippines here. And it's expected to basically track off towards the north and west as a tropical storm for weakening as it nears the rainy season front, which is currently located over Japan. And that means, you could be looking at some messy conditions along coastal areas here of the Kanto Plain from Nagoya up towards the Izu Peninsula and also into the Chiba area. But it's not going to be a full-on typhoon. Let me explain why we're not expecting that and it's going to weaken out here, and also let you know some of the impacts. But first off, looking at our satellite picture, and you might be curious, okay, where's the low-level center? Now, that's your first clue this isn't the strongest storm system, because the low-level center may look like it's here, but that's actually an upper-level low this kind of spawned off of. The low-level center is located here. You can see the Ogasawara Islands, Iwo Jima, Iwo To is also located in this chain here. And then this is actually where our storm system is at this time. And it's going to be moving off towards the north and west. But as it does so, see all this cloud cover over Japan? That's the Mayu Biofront. That's why all the hydrangeas are blossoming this time of year. It's the rainy season. That's going to be moving into that, and that's going to shear it apart. So kind of add energy to it. All the while, by the way, this really is enhancing the southwest monsoon. And not just this, but a potential secondary storm behind it. So our friends in the Philippines are getting an indirect impact from this storm system. It may not be the low-level center, but you're seeing all of that inflow kind of come in from the south and west, thus increasing showers. And we'll come back in a second, but let's go back to our storm here, Sepat, moving off towards the north and west. And you can see both the ECMWF and the GFS both have it take that hard right turn. Now, the Izu Islands, that is the islands technically part of Tokyo towards the south here, all under thunderstorm advisories at this time. They're looking at heavy rain, potentially for damaging winds. But here's the deal with these islands. They are built for the storm. And I know you hear people say, oh, I got reinforced roofs. No, their homes there are like bunkers. I used to visit Nijima, one of my favorite spots out here, quite often. And boy, these places are like bunkers. Great spots. Very scenic, but yeah, they're built for these storms because they get hit a lot. So a storm coming through with 30, 40 knots, we're talking 50, 60 kilometers per hour, not going to be the end of the world for this area. In fact, usually you have to worry about the rainfall. Remember Oshima got hit by a monstrous rainstorm, caused a landslide because the soil is volcanic. So that's usually one of the bigger issues, but it has to be like a persistent long-term, like a typhoon. I think that's what happened in Oshima when there was a typhoon that came through. This is a low-end tropical storm. So by Wednesday night, I mean, let's look at Miura. I've actually chased at this spot right there on the tip of Kanagawa Peninsula. During Tropical Storm Washi, chased right there. Yeah, I mean, their forecast calling for a south 10, 20 knots, maybe by Wednesday night into Thursday morning, kind of showing that wind switching in from the north at 10 to 15. That's the GFS. The ECMWF by Thursday evening keeps it a little bit stronger with the southerly wind getting up there to those possible gusts of about 35 knots, so tropical storm strength. And mind you, that is right on the tip of some of the peninsulas here. So once you get inland, let's say we click on Yokosuka, those winds are going to be a lot less just because you're a little bit more sheltered, a little bit further towards the north. But, look at Chiba. If the winds come right out from the south and west, right up Tokyo Bay, Chiba actually could get some pretty good gusts just because of a little bit of funneling coming across the waters there. Point is, yeah, it's going to combine with the rainy season front. You could get a couple rounds of some gusty conditions, but I don't believe it's enough to panic over. Now, I mean, the trains are still going to run in Tokyo. One reason why I love it out there, right? Don't stop for anybody. But we do look ahead into the 29th, the 30th, and which was the 1st. This is the ECMWF, showing our secondary storm I talked about. Now, I mentioned, that could head off towards Tokyo too. Actually, the GFS, well, now the GFS doesn't want to load, but it actually has been trying to develop a fairly strong, there you go, that's a GFS, strong storm heading out towards the Tokyo area. Now, both of these would spawn off of the kind of rainy season front here. See this big, just that inflow I was talking about earlier? So the potential for a new storm would develop here. And here's the deal. Look how just diffuse this is. It's not very organized. I would lean more towards a big fat monsoonal gyre trying to develop out of this. Unless you're going to get rid of this upper level low and something tightens up. And in that case, it could kind of jet off towards the north. But it has to tighten, and it can't be this loose mess. So with that said, I would say there's a lesser chance of like a super typhoon heading towards Tokyo based on my experience and just based on the difference in the different model guidance in the long range. I do think that there will be a storm. That's one thing I'm pretty confident on. I am confident that there will be probably a named storm as we go ahead into the 30th over to the 1st. I'm also confident that in either situation, we're going to get this kind of monsoonal inflow, which really, Manila, friends, you just dealt with that flooding here last week. More is in the forecast. I'm confident that's going to happen too, especially through the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th, but not so confident about where this could go. It could be Taiwan, Okinawa, maybe jetting off towards the north. Kind of have to see where exactly it forms up within that monsoonal trough and where it would go based on the atmospheric conditions at the time of formation. It's kind of tough just because there's a lot of energy. It's very diffuse at this point. So models really want to pick up on something, but we'll see exactly what happens here as we look ahead. Anyway, so you notice I didn't use my normal graphics here today. One reason is because they were kind of down earlier. The data was lagging. So I wanted to give you the latest and greatest information, but I'll switch over to it really quick here. Oh, there we go. Just to see if, give a quick idea of what I've been talking about with our first storm system as it combines up with the rainy season front. As we go ahead into our Wednesday over towards Thursday, going to be some messy conditions up along the eastern seaboard of Japan. So there you go. That's just a quick look at what I was talking about here as we continue to track this area and the potential for another storm system developing behind it, maybe enhancing that monsoonal inflow. By the way, big shout out to all our Patreon members who support this channel. I can't stress enough. If you want to become a Patreon member, check out the link down below. If you're new to this channel, maybe you're watching from Japan for the first time, because we typically cover, the deep tropics. We cover storms as they head off towards the north too. Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, stay safe out there, friends.